Hello, I look different to the thumbnail because this is me reshooting the intro because I lost the footage. So let me get straight into it so you can get on to the rest of the video, which was the actual original footage. So I wanted this to be almost like a minimalist video, and then I realised I'm not really the definition of minimalist. So this is my kind of live catch up Feng Shui part 2, because I did say in the description of the Feng Shui video that I was gonna say and tell you all where I put all the storage. So in my Feng Shui video, you will see that I made my bedroom really cozy, really good for sleep and relaxation. And then the other room I have, so basically I have 2 box rooms, and if they were together, then it would be 1 double bedroom. Obviously, another catch up, I have brown hair now. Brown hair is my natural colour if you ever pay attention to my roots. And now I'm staying brown hair so my hair can be free and healthy again. So I'm excited for the shine to come back. So the main reason I wanted to go more minimal was, again, for the Feng Shui part, so I could have a relaxation space. And then I was very into minimalism, like having things you don't need kind of clutters up your mind. But the thing that was the last straw for me was fast fashion. I couldn't be part of it any longer, and the main kind of drive to enable me to stop fast fashion was just to get rid of stuff that I didn't like in my wardrobe. So I got rid of clothes, shoes, bags, coats, jewellery, makeup, and I sold it all on my Instagram, and everything was about £2. I think the most expensive thing was £5, and that was a coat that I never worn. But yeah, so stay tuned for that on my Instagram, because I'm definitely going to be doing that again, because I still have too many clothes. But I set myself a target, so I have 2 rails that go from wall to wall in the second bedroom, and it was chock-a-block full of clothes. I couldn't fit any more clothes on it, and like no one needs that many clothes. So I set myself a target. I was going to get rid of half of the clothes, and I did. It was tricky, of course, but you know, like for instance, I had a play suit in there that didn't even fit me. I bought it for a party when I was 17, never wore it again, and I sold it to my friend June on Instagram, and oh my gosh, she looks so beautiful in it. It fits her like a glove, and that her smile whilst wearing that and her looking so beautiful in it just made me want to continue doing this, like getting rid of fast fashion, donating my clothes that I don't wear, because other people will care for it, and it's almost rude for me not to wear something more than once because these people in the East are in dangerous conditions trying to make it for me. So yeah, that was one of the reasons, was fast fashion. So I donated most of my clothes, so a lot of it didn't get sold, and I just took it down to the charity shop. Or there are many recycling points, which are there many local to me, so there must be many local to you as well. I think all my local supermarkets have them, and they have clothes bins there and different charities for you to pick if you want it to go to a specific charity. So you don't even have to go down to a charity shop. You just go to a supermarket when you're doing your shopping, or go to a petrol station. Some petrol stations have them as well, and that's a really easy way to donate as well. So definitely don't check out your clothes, always donate them. So how did my life change since doing this minimalist journey, or trying to be more minimalist? So really the things I kept was the things I needed, and things that made me happy and made my life more efficient. So obviously I kept my equipment to film, I kept some clothes, some underwear, some socks, blankets. I kept all my health stuff because that's for my health and for kind of like my career. And then just apart from that, I just kept things that made me happy. That's the reason why I'm not really called a minimalist, because I do have some decorative pieces that mean a lot to me, like some sentimental bits. And I, like, if you've seen my hippie video, like I just love to kind of splash my rooms with my personality. The things that I see every day are just the things that make me happy. Another thing is that it's changed the purpose of the room. There's a lot less clutter, so then there's less to do in my mind. I think also as well, especially getting rid of my clothes, really kind of made me realise my own self-worth. In the fast fashion world, we think these clothes are going to make us look better, and we have some weird kind of twisted toxic worth that way. And we're all very much aware of it, but we still kind of fall into that. And then I just kind of realised I want to be comfortable, and that's kind of my style. And yeah, it just made me feel more happy in myself, be more creative. Like I have a fashion Instagram account, and obviously I don't support fast fashion now, so people will probably think that might be a challenge, but no, my shoots have been even more like purposeful and like aesthetically pleasing because I've been able to be more creative because I have limited options of what I can wear, and obviously like taking things from other people, so people I live with, Sharav, most of Sharav's clothes are all over my Instagram, and yeah, that's just a cool way to live, a cool way to be creative and show your fashion side. And of course you're saving money because you're only buying things you need or that you like or love, so yeah, like you get to live your own truth, and it kind of helps you realize your own personality and your own interests that way as well. And obviously saving money is like, duh. If we're buying things we don't need or don't like, then as soon as we get out of that habit, it's amazing. And the last thing I want to say before you go into the original footage of this video is that you need to kind of use your storage smartly. So I have a teapot that I have a lot of incense in. So I have this teapot, which was actually gifted to me by my brother, and I really like this teapot, but I don't need it in my family home right now to be used as an actual teapot. So I use it as storage, and I put all my incense in there, and it kind of looks like a bouquet of flowers. And otherwise my incense would be kind of just on the shelf or something and wouldn't look very nice. So try and use like creative storage solutions that way, and also things like windowsills. That's now my bookshelf, which saved me so much space because I wasn't using my windowsill anyways. But also think about the height of the room. So one of my rails goes almost to the ceiling, and I can reach it, but sometimes I have to like go on my tiptoes a little bit, but it just saves so much space. And like I've got a hook on the back of my door, and I put it at very top of the door, and it just saves so much space because I can still open the door, put things like behind the door on the floor because the coats aren't in the way because they're up high. So definitely use the height in the room, and like shelves up high and things like that, because that saves you a lot of space and also makes the room feel bigger because your eye is lifted upwards. So another thing you can use is mugs for storage. I know a lot of people keep their makeup brushes in a mug, which I used to do. Moving on to my next point is going kind of zero waste mindset. So recycling is good for the world and for our living, but zero waste is better. Like recycling is not an excuse not to try zero waste. So basically Sharav ordered something online and it came in this plastic container, which you would have seen in my ASMR video actually, and he was going to recycle it, and I actually thought I'm going to go out and buy a little bag to put my makeup brushes in, so I'll just use that. So definitely try and like use your surroundings, definitely try and use plastic more than once instead of just recycling it, and that's kind of minimalist but also saving money because you're not going out to buy something, you're reusing something, but also helping the environment as well. So it's just a amazing, wonderful win. But yeah, so moving on to the next part of the video, which has a white background and a completely different, oh god, I almost fell off my chair. I'm so hot with these studio lights and this silk thing. Okay, so there are some examples of what I kept and how I kept things. So I keep things that make me happy, and if someone buys me something or I see something that is like a representation of my personality that isn't like too unethically made, I will buy it, or I will keep it if it's a gift, and I will use it to decorate. Having said that, as kind of kids and teenagers and young adults, we are having to live at home longer and longer. And actually, the things I own and the things I have, if it was around a house or like a studio or a flat, it would be still very minimalist because I don't own that many things. If you saw my Frank Dre video, you will know that I prefer to have all the things I own out on display so that things aren't really... Is that my cat? Okay, so that things aren't really locked away, and that I can't really see, because I feel like that kind of messes with my mind subconsciously if I'm in a space and there's lots of cluttered storage but like it's blocked away. Yeah, I don't really like that. I prefer like shelves, tables, and like small storage units where I know exactly what's in there. Google, why are you talking to me? I hate things like this. tables. Oh, this little fringy bit. There we go. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. So yeah, everything I own is pretty much on display. So in that sense, I don't really have much cluttered, locked away. And that kind of makes me feel more minimalist and more aware of what I have and what I need. Like I said, I don't know what video. I'm actually a qualified makeup artist. So I collected a lot of makeup, especially when I was learning makeup. And now I have too much. I barely wear makeup. So I got this to put, this is all my makeup. I got rid of so much of it. This is all the makeup I have. I'm a bit of an idiot. I went and got a plastic bag from Primark. So this is a very unethical purchase. And I really didn't realize it until I got home. But I will probably keep it for my lifetime. I'm not going to buy any more makeup than this. If anything, this is probably still too much makeup for me. Like I've got like 3 different foundations, which I don't need, but it's things that I'm not just going to chuck out. Like I'm going to use them. So yeah, this is how I keep my makeup. I don't keep it on display anymore. I keep it just with my brushes, just under my table. Yeah. So I guess kind of setting yourself little tasks to like, I'm going to make all my makeup fit in this, or I'm going to make all my clothes fit in this. Like I was determined to get rid of half my wardrobe. And there were definitely things I didn't want to part with 100%, but now I don't even remember what they are. Like it was really hard for me to get that half of the wardrobe gone, especially parting with things. Like I said, like even that jumpsuit, playsuit that I gave to June, like it was the first party I ever went to with my first boyfriend. Like that was like a sentimental piece of clothing for me, but like I never wore it. Like if I still want to remember that memory, I have it in my head, you know. So you don't have to keep everything just because it was a gift or just because it's sentimental. You can part ways with things, and especially donating it and seeing like the smile on June's face and how perfectly that playsuit fitted her. That was worth more than me keeping something that didn't even fit me just for a memory. But yeah, so something else I did to make my dressing room more efficient was that I stopped calling it my dressing room. That was a place where I worked, where I edited, where I planned. And I had a dressing table and I had my rails and just all my shoes on the floor. And I was like, this looks like a dressing room. Like my dressing table, it was so tiny, I could barely, pardon me, it was so tiny, I could barely edit on it. But it's something I do want to keep. It's beautiful. I've had it ever since I was probably about 12. And I don't want to part ways with it. So I just put it in the garage for now for when I move out. And I got myself a table. Now, me being me, I don't want to waste anything. I could have bought a desk, but instead I bought a dining table. So when me and Sharad move out, we have a dining table ready for us. But also I can use that dining table in the meantime as a big space, so I could put my sentimental and other objects around the table and still have such a big space where I can use, plan, edit, still get ready on like it's a dressing table as well. And that really transformed the space and gave it a different purpose. It's not a dressing room anymore. It's my kind of spare room, it's my office, it's my studio sometimes. So I have the clothes on one side of the wall, and then because I got rid of half the clothes, I now had so much more storage on that wall. So I put a little old bathroom unit we had in there, and that's where I keep my health products. And then I had an old stool for my dressing table, and that's now a shoe rack. I had a coat rack which was left over from a previous house that my mum used to live in, and now that's where I hang my bags. There are some storage things that I got which really did help kind of organize things a bit more. So things that I hardly wore that I owned a lot of was like necklaces and earrings. So I got a kind of like a hook rack for my wall, which is relatively small actually, and I hung my necklaces on there. And I never used to wear necklaces before because they'd all be so jumbled up, because I keep them in like little trinket bags. And now they're all on display and all in good condition. And my earrings as well. Okay, I know it's plastic, but I will keep it for my lifetime, and it's something I can pass down and donate. But I bought, actually, I'll insert a clip. and it's basically like a library of earrings, and it's so easy to keep your earrings. You don't lose them. You can see them on display easily and make a decision easily. And I owned a lot of earrings as well, so that was really convenient for me to kind of organize the things I had a bit more, because I feel like the beauty stuff I owned was a bit excessive, and jewelry I wasn't even wearing, so now it's on display that I can wear it. So overall, I think that's all I have to say really. I did make one big change from my feng shui video, is that I put my chest of drawers next to my bed, and I put the chair that was next to my bed as my office chair now. And obviously this chair is next to the other chair on the table as well. So that's a change I made in my bedroom for feng shui reasons. I put my salt lamp next to my head, basically on the bed now, and that's given it kind of more grounding energy. And that was kind of the missing piece of my room, is I didn't really have anything grounding. And on the top of my chest of drawers, I just put like my crystals and my essential oils, and I have a plant there. And that is kind of like my mini altar. It's a really peaceful place next to me as well. I hope it gave you kind of advice of like how to use things. So like even things like this, like I didn't buy any of these things, but it gave me great storage options, and also I can make a little decoration, make it aesthetically pleasing, whilst also being efficient with space as well. So again, if it doesn't make you happy when you see it, you don't need it. If it doesn't kind of benefit your life or is like a necessity, you don't need it. And when you start doing these things, you will be so much more ethically responsible for things like your mental health, the environment, which is such a big one. Come on, guys, 16 months left. We need to do more things like this for the environment. And obviously, it transforms your space, it gives it more purpose, it recharges the energy of the space because it has this new purpose. And just living in a life of excess just isn't good for our minds or our bodies. And yeah, I just want to talk through how actually emotional getting rid of all my clothes has been, which sounds really, really dumb. I personally consider myself someone who's not really attached to material things, but actually I really, really am. Obviously shown by when I'm trying to get rid of clothes, and it's been so emotional. Like there's things I've held on to for years, like my prom dress, like my first kind of outfit where I was like, oh, got my life together, like, you know, like weird memory outfits that you're never gonna wear or don't fit, but you just keep for literally, in my case, years. These two are the charity bags filled with like clothes, bags, shoes, coats. They're the leftover coat hangers from all of these were full up beforehand, and now they're spare. This is all the recycling so far. Just trying to organise all the things to sell, like washing it. I need to go iron it. I'm so good. I keep like little bags from like when I get things through the post. And so I've got like a bag for each person that is bought from me, and like I'm just organising it all. And yeah, slight bit stressed because obviously with the stuff that people have bought, I can't just whack it in a bin bag for the charity. I can't just like put it on the floor to wait. I've got to still keep it in like nice, fresh, good condition. So I've just got to keep it like out in the open, which is like not helping me like tidy and declutter and stuff. So until these get sent and collected and dropped off, ugh,